And fellas, Christy and I are getting ready to take the DRV JX450 toy hauler, the full house toy hauler, to Laconia. And thanks to Alicia at Rolling Retreats, who is undoubtedly the finest DRV sales and service center in the United States, she helped us fix a problem we didn't know we had. I follow her on the forums, and the JX450 came with a factory issue where the water tank, it has a 100-gallon water tank in the bottom, and I want to show you exactly where it is to show you how we repaired it. She said, and I've heard confirmed from multiple people, that the tanks will actually fall out of the rig because they aren't braced properly if you put 100 gallons in there and go over some bumpy roads. So here's what we did to fix it. First thing you had to do is remove the coroplast from underneath, and it's right underneath the steps on the JX450 on the what I'll call the curb side or the entry side. You have to pull the coroplast down and pull the insulation out, which you see there. And what we've got is what I think the perfect solution to fix this problem. It was really easy to do thanks to the fact that we had Dean, who is actually the mechanic who did the work here. What Dean discovered is this channel on both sides, which is a welded structural member channel. That wood paneling right there, that is the paneling that the 100-gallon tank is sitting on. It's, I think, 4/8 or 5/8 inch. I think it's a standard marine grade plywood, and it's got a little C channel that it sits into. And what happens is the weight of the tank, the 100-gallon tank, like 800 pounds, would bow that down, and it could actually fall out while you're driving, which could be a major disaster. So what Dean discovered was he measured these channels. And Dean, what are the specs on the channels?
It's about 2 3/4 wide.
2 3/4 wide. And what was it, 38.5 inches across?
38.5, yeah.
So what we have here is we have a C-channel steel reinforcement. The length 38 inches across, 2.5 inch. And what this is a commercial, actually a part of a commercial shelving structure, which is rated for over 1,200 pounds. And obviously this doesn't weigh that, so it far exceeds the... Dean, show us the piece that you got in your hand.
Yes, this is, here's the kind of the thickness of it. It's maybe a 14 gauge, 12 gauge. Not a sick, you know, it's a good...
How does that compare to the C channel that we've seen some other guys put in there?
They were looking to use some maybe some 1.5, maybe even 2x2 angle. And this is actually a C channel, and it's put together kind of more or less like metal stud framing is kind of how it's put together.
Yeah, and you have a background in union construction.
Yeah, I did metal stud framing for 27
years metal stud framing. I think we got the right guy in the job here. So he discovered that this C channel would fit. Can I see that piece?
Pretty well. It's a snug fit, but it went.
It fits snug. They had to be hammered in, but check it out. They fit right in that gap right there. And then you put a what is that? A sheet metal screw through the bottom.
Yeah, these are really good Tech 5 screws. Like this
Tech 5 screws.
Yeah, they got a long leader. There's a commercial screw. It's a really good cutting screw, and that really helped to have the right screw. So if you wanted to buy this C channel, this is a standard shelving unit that you can get probably from Home Depot or online. We had it in stock here at our warehouse, and Dean took a couple pieces, cut them down the size, and as you can see, massive structural improvement over the stock defects. I can't wait to see what he comes up with to reinforce the bed. I know Alicia said that the master suite bed on these has some structural issues, and they had some recommendations. I've seen some of the stuff. We'll see what Dean comes up with. Christy and I, Dean actually built a custom bed frame for our house that an elephant could jump up and down on. It won't break out of metal. So I had to share this with you guys. I've seen what other people have done, and I think this is actually, and is this an easier way than the C channel too? It's definitely sturdier. Yeah, it's probably a little more straightforward. It's not easy because you're on your back and whatever.
Yeah, so it's back-breaking back-breaking work on your back, but...
Yeah, but if I knew what to get right away, from the get-go, if I did this a second time, it'd be a lot easier, of course.
Sure. We tried a couple different things. We were thinking of using lumber underneath there. Then we thought, well, maybe that would get weak over the years if it got wet. And we're thinking of doing the C channel that I'd seen a couple other people use, but this setup here, I think, gives you more than enough structural integrity, I'm not going to ever worry about it again. I'm going to cross that off my list of stuff to worry about, which is a pretty long one. But I wanted to share this with you. If you have any questions, contact Alicia at Rolling Retreats. She's the one who coached us this far, and Dean took it to the next step by using a little bit different product to make it even better. I hope you've enjoyed this video. From the other side, you can see that's where the sewer pipe is coming out. It's just in front of the middle jack set, as you can see. To give you another idea, I want to show you from the outside, the passenger door in front of the slide. There it is. So I had some questions exactly where it was, but the tank is basically right behind these steps. Is it correct, Dean?
Yeah.
And maybe it cheats a little bit to the front, right?
Yeah, right. That way.
Yeah. So the tank goes from here to right about there, and it's 100 gallons is what they've told me. I've never measured it, but there you have it, folks. Easy way to reinforce your factory DRV 100-gallon water tank. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Dean, now I couldn't see it, but you had mentioned on the far end you did it a little bit different. There's actually 4 pieces. Describe how you did that one.
I just, instead of just spinning in one like a steel stud, the ones at the far end where all the piping comes in seems to be extra weak. There's even less support at that end, and I back-to-backed them like a C this way, and screwed them together so they wouldn't roll out.
So you have
extra.
2 singles and then 1 double.
Well, it's these 2 screwed back. It's one of these screwed back to back.
Yeah. So on the far one, there's one of these screwed back to back. Then in the middle, there's a single, and on the far end, there's a single. So you have 1 single, then a double. So you have 4 of these. You could probably put 800 gallons on top of that and not have a problem. So I think we're good to go. Video. I just wanted to make it a little simpler for everybody to understand. The pictures I've seen, I wasn't 100% clear even where the tank was on this model. It's directly underneath the stairs, and it's in between the 2 frame members. And I think Dean has his repair. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.